So in 3 days, Scotland, Wales and some parts of England will be going to the polls. And there's going to be some big non-general elections. This could spell like the dissolution of the United Kingdom, set Wales on the course for independence, or be Keir Starmer's final end. Or all three at once. So I've decided to make a 3-part video series about the local elections in England, the Welsh Senate elections, and to start us off with, the Scottish Parliament election. Now, Scotland's electoral system, it's a bit strange compared to most other democracies. They have a normal first-past-the-post vote, known as the constituency vote, or sometimes colloquially as the lilac ballot, because of the colour, where you vote for a candidate in one of 73 constituencies, basically a fancy word for your local area, and whichever candidate gets the most votes wins. However, there is also a regional list vote, known as the regional vote, or sometimes colloquially as the peach ballot. Basically, you vote for a party out of a list of parties for one of 8 regional constituencies, and the seats are proportionally allocated for each of the 8 regional constituencies based on the popular vote in that region. Now, this system, it leads to a lot of tactical voting, due to Scotland basically being polarised around the single issue of whether you want independence or not, which led to a certain moment in the last debate where the leader of Scottish Reform alleged that Anna Sarwar, the leader of Scottish Labour, secretly proposed a Reform Labour alliance to defeat the SNP, which, yeah, the few remaining Labour voters were really happy to hear that. I would explain all the political parties in this election, but they're basically the same as the rest of the UK. We'll cover them when I make a UK-wide video for the local elections. But apart from the Scottish Greens, who are a similar but technically separate party, like the English and Welsh Green Party, a left-wing environmentalist, eco-socialist, progressive, and also newly left-wing populist under the current leader Zach Polanski, the Scottish Greens are also pro-Scottish independence, aligning themselves with the SNP in that regard, who I will cover in a bit. So, what's the playing field up in Scotland right now? Well, the current First Minister of Scotland, basically Prime Minister of Scotland, is John Swinney, a member of the Scottish National Party, a centre-left, socially democratic, and the main pro-independence political party. These guys have been in charge of Scotland for the past 19 years, which, in the UK's and West at large, really, current anti-incumbent mood, might make you think they were doomed, and for a while that seemed true, especially in the lead-up to the 2024 UK election. The Labour Party, the UK's traditionally dominant socially democratic centre-left party, that has been heavily struggling lately, with the front-runners for the race. However, when Keir Starmer himself got into power, that began to rapidly decline, with their current polling somewhere around 17% in the regional vote, I think. I didn't write it in my script. I know I'm an idiot. Behind Reform UK, a right-wing populist party led by Nigel Farage that is currently the highest in polls UK-wide, however that has been declining lately. Some of the most important issues in this election are the state of the currently struggling NHS, the high cost of living in Scotland and the UK as a whole, the struggling UK economy, immigration, housing, and of course, independence from those stinky English. It's basically guaranteed that the SNP will win at this point. However, what is more interesting is who will come second, as with the current unpopularity of the incumbent Keir Starmer government, Reform UK getting second instead of Labour is looking increasingly like a possibility, and how much of a majority the SNP will get could determine whether Scotland will secede from the United Kingdom or not. At this point, I have to say, I think if a referendum were called on the matter, I think it's guaranteed Leave would win. The independence camp just has far better arguments and points to make with how horrible the UK has been lately. I just don't see Remain being able to pull it off twice with how much of a dire situation the UK is currently. Also, the fact the last time there was a referendum, one of the reasons for staying in the UK was staying in the EU. How's that turned out for you, Britain? Oh, British people. Oh god, they're certainly something. John Swinney has also said he has a secret plan to secede from the UK if he gets a majority, which I don't know whether he's thinking Keir will let another referendum happen post-election if the SNP do well, hoping Keir gets replaced after the likely landslide defeat for Labour coming up. Or if he's just saying stuff, who knows, honestly. Now, current MRP polling, which, yeah, I don't know what that is either, basically means fancy-ass polling, shows the SNP getting 66 seats, Reform at 21 seats. Surprisingly, the Greens in third with 14 seats, although this poll seems to be a bit of an outlier. Most other ones have Labour third instead of the Greens. Then Labour in fourth here with 13 seats, the Liberal Democrats with 8 seats, and finally the poor old Conservatives with a whole 7. Also, if I were you, I would be trusting the MRP poll more, but here's my guess for what I think will happen. SNP at 68, Reform at 19, Labour at 14 seats, the Greens at 13 seats, Conservatives at 8, and the Lib Dems at 7 seats. Thank you for watching. I hope you're having a great day. I know this video is a lot shorter than I normally make. I have been struggling hard with making this video. I have been very busy lately and have had no energy to make videos. This script has taken me like 6 days to write because of that. So, sorry about that. With the next parts, the Welsh and English one, and also maybe a video about the Nepean one, the video should be coming out a bit quicker for the time being. But make sure to like and subscribe. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you really enjoyed it. And I will see you in the next one.